Hello and welcome to Hank Games Without Hank. My name is John Green, and these are the continuing European adventures of the Swindon Town Swiddly Poopers. We have brought Victorian Pleasant to the county ground. That's not their name. I can't remember their name. Anyway, we're going to try to beat them. I'm not going to lie to you. We're starting our B team today. These are the boys that love to play in Europe. They take a lot of pride in us advancing in the EuroLeague, and this is a big part of their contribution to the club. Is pushing us forward in this competition so that hopefully we can get money and also glory. The two things that matter most in life. Today I'm going to talk about... That was a joke. Today I'm going to talk about... look at one size fits all. He's a big, strong, tall man. But he's also small and thick and lean, medium-sized. He really... One size fits all. Today I'm going to talk about long-distance relationships, which happens to be one of my fields of expertise, along with conjoined twins, things like that. Mostly it's just conjoined twins and long-distance relationships. I know a lot about long-distance relationships because I had one of the first internet-based long-distance relationships in the world back in the halcyon days of 1994, when you met people from the internet without ever having seen a picture of them, as I did with my first real girlfriend. And she and I dated for 2.5 years before breaking up, and it was long distance the entire time. And I think the reason that I'm asked so much about long distance relationships is because so many people are in them, because the internet has made physical, like where, your physical sort of presence, where you physically are, less important in terms of finding people who share your interests and passions, and sort of like, what becomes your defining identities. At least for a lot of people, that was a terrible header. At least for a lot of people, your defining identity isn't I live in Indianapolis, or I live in Pennsylvania, or I live in the United Kingdom. Your defining identity might be I'm a nerd fighter, or I'm a Whovian, or I'm a brony, or all different kinds of things. I'm interested in electrical engineering or robotics or whatever it is, and so your social order is not necessary, or the most important social relationships in your life are not necessary. Oh boy, El Campuccino. It wasn't pretty, but it was technically effective. Boy, I mean, El Campuccino, I think he saved that with his armpit hair, but I admire that. He's Italian, so he has plenty of it, thank God. Oh boy. That's not good. We gave up a goal to Trata. Dang it. I don't know how that happened. It just seemed like everything was going fine, and we were just swoodily pooping along, and then gaboom-ba-boom. So, anyway, because those are your identities, and your social orders are built around those identities, instead of just being built, it had to be, and it somehow wasn't. I don't even understand what happened. Oh, that's disappointing. Your friendships are built around your identities, and your physical identity or your physical location may be related to some of your identities, but not nearly as many of them as it used to be. So anyway, this whole problem of long distance relationships is increasingly common, and like the nature of sex in these relationships and romance in these relationships is all very different, because it has to occur. It's mediated in different spaces than physical space in a lot of times, not always. And then also oh my gosh, what is happening to the Swindon Town Swiddly Poopers? What is going on? We need some changes at the back. Context is everything. Twice as Vice, you're out. You're out. You're being replaced by S. Holden Caulfield. Goldfield, sorry. But Santa Claus, I apologize for this, but you don't get to play anymore because Ginger Rampage is coming on. Okay. All right, hopefully that can stop the bleeding. We're currently on pace to lose 8-0. And goal differential does matter in this contest, so we need to keep our... It's fine to lose. It's not a big deal in the scheme of things, but we can't lose by a lot. And right now we are playing like we're going to lose by a lot. So, right. Go! Oh! Come on, guys. Clearly, wasn't it clear what I wanted to do? Strong defending. Well, he lost it in the earlier challenge, and now he's pitched the ball back. Oh, Jesus Angel is pushing, but nothing was coming of it, because life is hard and full of disappointments. Oh, just forced off the ball. Leroy Williamson is getting tackled like crazy. This is insanity. I don't even know what's happening in this game. So anyway, and this, it's all part of what I think is hard to manage is that when you are physically together, it can at times at least feel like kind of a vacation, because like you're usually not, it's not like your regular. Demon Goldilocks gets us within one. He's big, he's red, he found the perfect bed. Demon Goldilocks. All right, we're within one going into the second half. That's much better. Okay, I feel better about life. So when you are together, it can feel like a vacation because it's like, oh, it's so fun to be with you and I like you so much and like we don't see each other that often. And also like the problems of real life are not problems right now because I can do all those real life problem-y things later. This becomes an issue if and when you try to take your relationship a lot of times, I think, to like a full-time physical in the same place relationship, but it's not an issue that you can't overcome, just as like any other issue in a relationship is an issue, but like not necessarily one you can't overcome. So like it's important to me, first off, that like you treat your long distance relationship with a measure of seriousness and respect. Like that's what I found to be the most important thing is people would say like, well, you're in a long distance relationship, like you're not, like you don't see her. It's not cheating if it's across state lines. Yes, it's cheating if it's across state lines. And it can be really difficult all that stuff can be difficult to manage, like the people around you who may not feel like your relationship is as real as an IRL relationship. But it is. I mean, the vast majority of human interactions are not touchy. Like, that's not the only important part of being in. Oh, that was Leroy Williamson, too. Leroy Williamson was that close to scoring a goal. He scores occasionally. And, I mean, it's always a miracle when he does. It's one of the best feelings the Swoodly Poopers can have. But we were that close to the miracle of Leroy Williamson. Dang it. We just got to find a way to get a point out of this because, we just. This is the group stages, so we just need to move on in the competition. But we do need to get a point here. So, yeah, I like your relationship is real, but the long distance, it can be very frustrating not to be in the same place very often. But it doesn't. I will say I have lots of friends whose relationships started out long distance and now they are happily married, and there's no reason why, there's certainly no reason why that's impossible. And don't let anyone tell you otherwise, including me, just because my long distance relationship happened. It's got to be Demon Goldilocks. Oh, off the post. I should have passed. I had. Look how much I should have passed there. Scootily butt. Because all the emotional realities are every bit as like real and intense as in any other relationship. And in fact, like when I look back on the most intense and important romantic relationships of my life, like that relationship with my college girlfriend is definitely either the most important or certainly, not other than my marriage, obviously. Either the most important or certainly one of the most important. And like I still think very highly of her and like wish her well, and there's no question to me that we were in love. Like I never wondered like, oh, was that real love? Like since we didn't spend that much time physically together, like it's exactly as real as any other kind of love. Demon Goldilocks, no. Oh, that looked like a penalty to me. I mean, from some angles, any kind of tackle in the box, you've got to. If you're Hayden Pennyfeather in this situation, you've got to take a hard look. All right, we're going in. We're cutting out. We're doing the thing that we do. We're trying to get fouled. Oh, that's a foul! Oh, it's frustrating. Leroy Williamson. He's tough as balls. But the hard parts are often sort of insurmountable in the end, and that's okay too. Like I think a lot of what I think my high school girlfriend and I would have broken up regardless. I think we would have broken up eventually. Like I don't think that we were destined to get married. I don't think it would have been a particularly good idea if we had gotten married. But I think a lot of what did break us up was the distance and the problems with it, because it's very challenging, like day in and day out, to have the person you rely upon, in many cases at least, rely upon the most, be someone who is physically far away from you and like may not understand your relationships with your friends on a daily basis, and like certainly doesn't understand them with maybe the intensity that you would like on a daily basis, and that can get really frustrating. And there is something to wanting to come home to a hug and whatnot. But I don't, because we live in this very, at least to me, like brave new world of Skype and all kinds of other communication tools that just did not exist when I was younger. I really don't know a lot about the actual mechanics of having a relationship these days. I mean, I think like a lot more of the sort of candlelight romantic stuff can happen now long distance because of Skype, and you can like have virtual dates, and I don't know, maybe that stuff works. I don't know. I've never really had to do it. I mean, I guess on book tour sometimes, but that's usually just talking to Henry. Nothing romantic about that. So, yeah, I don't know. It's a tough thing to manage. But you know what else is hard? Other relationships. I don't think there's any kind of romantic relationship that's like a free pass in terms of it being not difficult. Like, it's difficult because certainly when you're young, it's difficult because you're trying to figure out what the F, like you're trying to figure out what the hell is going on and stuff. Terrible defending by the Swoodly Poopers. Just wretched. Truly wretched. And that is actually Made of Win. Made of Win. What a great run from Made of Win. Okay, D. McGoldriocks. He's going to cut back. It is! Oh, Jesus, Angel! Oh, thank God. We get a draw. A beautiful finish from Jesus Angel. Whew. We needed it, and we got it. Oh, but do we have a chance for a 90th minute goal? Do we? Probably not. Who are we kidding? Maybe we should just be content. All right. He was offside. All right. Let's see if this is the end of the game or if we have a run in it. Long story short, no relationship is easy, and good luck. Congratulations to the Swoodly Poopers on coming from way behind with goals from D. McGoldriocks and Jesus Angel to get us to a 2-2 draw. Thanks for watching. Best wishes.